it's something different. It's that voice inside of me. No more feeling empty. No more rushing. No more pretending to be someone else. No more searching. I have one life. I can live an amazing life. I can be free. What if less is more? Less stress, less debt, less of arguments, less of proving your worth, and more of time, more happiness, more peace, more money. That's what minimalism can offer you. Discover how minimalism can grow your business and life. Go to aminimalistentrepreneur.com. Each week, a minimalist entrepreneur with your host, Zurika, aims to connect you with real successful people who share their success strategies that you can use in your business. So, here's Zurika.
Hey everybody, it's Zurika from A Minimalist Entrepreneur, and I hope that you're all going to be having an amazing week ahead. And just a very quick thing. The other day I was actually with a friend and I was talking about how I've started doing, interviews with successful coaches, personalities are all around the world. And she did ask me, what does a minimalist entrepreneur really mean? And that's when I actually got thinking that, a lot of us, we define our business without actually understanding if the other person can actually understand what it means to them. And so for me, a minimalist entrepreneur is all about removing the clutter from your mind, from your heart and your soul, and focusing on the things that you really love and having focused steps. And today I'm really, really fortunate to have the honor of actually introducing Debrah Mathis. She is a very, very successful business, life, and performance coach. She's had approximately 12 years of experience. And more than all the experience and the labels, I think what Debrah really means to me is her immense patience, because I was just going through a phase in my life where I contacted her and I asked her to actually, give her feedback to the community. And during that time, I was not organized. I was not sending in time emails or not being in touch with her. But to see how amazing she is was at that particular time. When I was going through that phase, she had the patience to constantly send me an email through LinkedIn to remind me when is the interview, what questions are going to be asked, how are we going to plan this. And I felt that is what a leader is, where you can actually see that she did not judge me, And so with that, I would love to welcome Debrah on this call.
Good afternoon, Zurika. Thank you for the honor and the privilege to speak to your listeners today.
Thank you so much for even blocking out this time today. But yeah, if you could please, in your own words, tell us what you do professionally and how you got started, that would be amazing.
Oh, sure. I am a professionally trained business, life, and performance coach and the founder of E2S Solutions Professional Coaching. And I work with individuals and leaders to help them transition through important decisions. It's about how they need to get a sense of clarity around the ideal business and leadership that they really want to be in order to succeed. And I also help them to develop their core leadership competencies that helps them find their own unique solutions in a way that is highly effective, sustainable, yet fun, thought-provoking, and they find their authentic self.
Cool. So with that, basically what you really do is, like, if I'm a professional and I want to get into my business or start my own business, you pretty much help me to transition right from a mindset perspective, right from what strategic ways I've got to be able to focus on different things during the month or the week, and you enable me to actually see the strengths and qualities within myself. Would that be correct?
Absolutely. Even more so, Zurika, I help aspiring entrepreneurs, those individuals that are currently on jobs and they're thinking about starting their own business and they have this great idea to start a business, right? But sometimes determination, hard work are not enough to guarantee a successful business. So before investing time, money into a new business, I sit down and work with the entrepreneurs how to evaluate their businesses, and can these ideas become a profitable business?
That's amazing. Because I think a lot of us, we fail to actually do that particular step. And so we get into business, and then that's when the whole roller coaster starts. So it's good to know you're actually taking the approach of actually focusing a person first on making sure that it's not only about hard work, but it's also about discipline and at the same time planning your strategy. Now,
absolutely.
Cool. And I want to actually put you on the spot here because I think we've got to have some fun as well. So if you had to complete the sentence, you are amazing because...
I am amazing because I have determination. I have that never give up spirit. And I know that it takes patience and hard work to achieve the lifestyle that I really want to have in order to live my best life now.
Now that is amazing. So you are truly amazing. Now the next thing is, give me one incident where you misjudged someone.
Oh my goodness, where I misjudged someone? You know, I would have to say, it was this couple that I was working with. They came to me looking for assistance in how to transition again from being an employee into their own business. And I just assumed that they already knew because the conversation was right. They told me they had a business plan and they had the money set aside. And I just assumed, okay, let's go. Where are we? And the first thing they said, we don't know. I was hoping you would tell me how to get started.
Yes. And I think sometimes we assume a lot of things in our own businesses, which is, like I assumed that everyone would know about minimalism, but not one of them thought it was minimalism in your office space, like to declutter your paperwork, and so it's really funny how things happen. And the last question before we can actually get into the meat of what you have to offer today is, if you were a billionaire, what would you do on day one when you hit $1 billion?
I think I would get on my knees and say, oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because I will share, that is one of my goals.
Wow, that is one of your goals. Yes, you're going to be on the Forbes list. That's really good. That's really amazing, because the other day I met this lady who pretty much when she was asked, what is one of your goals, she said, I want to be a billionaire. And it's like, wow, that is like awesome.
Yeah. And it's not just for the sake of to say that I'm a billionaire. Zarika, there is so much to do in the world. There are so many people and opportunities to benefit from an entrepreneurship standpoint. Because when you offer a product or service, it is like offering, when you receive your clients, they're giving you certificates of appreciation for being in business. So there's just so many things that we can do with those resources that can just go on and touch a lot of people in the world and better their situation.
True. And so with that, I guess with all the fun that we've just had right now with Debrah, I think now we're going to get into something really, really serious, where Debrah's actually going to spend some time to be able to go through with us some of the challenges that we all face in our own business. And one of it being, how can we save a lot of dollars and at the same time by focusing on things that really matter. So the topic that she's going to actually speak about is saving time and thousands of dollars before you even start your own business. So with that, Debrah, I'll give you to actually speak on the topic.
Thank you so much. I'll first like to open up with this quote, and that is, often entrepreneurs who do not complete feasibility plans soon find themselves former business owners.
Right.
And that leads to, Zarika, during my own journey and when I started my practice, I had no clue about sales. I had no clue about marketing. But I always knew in my heart that I was going to own my business one day. So instead of running out and saying I had a business plan, because that's what we're traditionally been taught to do, that we have our dreams of owning our own business because we don't want to work for anyone anymore. But there is a process, and the way that I was able to succeed is I started practicing. And what I actually started practicing by owning a business to make sure that this is what I really want to do is I pursued network marketing businesses, believe it or not.
Right.
And through those, I know a lot of people laugh and talk about them, but they're great practice just to get an idea of, do you really have what it takes to be in business? And here's why. The benefits are that they're like a business in a box. There's low startup costs. You can do it part-time, and it helps you build your confidence as well as learn how to handle objections. You can also decide the path you want to take, if you want to be an independent distributor or if you want to go into leadership and recruitment and how to build your team. Network marketing also gives you the opportunity to build your public speaking skills, as well as being comfortable in presenting before an audience, as well as product knowledge and understanding the sales cycle. So with all that, you can find network marketing companies that start at $0 over to $1,000. But you want to be smart and invest in that which is of interest to you and that you can, again, just play around with and know that when it's time to walk away.
Yeah.
Once you get that experience, then you want to take a look at, yes, I have my business plan, but that's putting the cart before the horse. And what I mean by that is it is definitely important to know whether or not if entrepreneurship is right for you. And a feasibility plan can help you answer that question. And here's how. First, an entrepreneur must study their business ideas from one perspective to answer these questions. What am I selling? Who will buy it? What will it cost? And how will I convince customers to buy from me? That is key right there.
Wow,
Secondly,
yes, that's a very good question. I mean, that's a really good thing to say. And I hope everyone on the call, if you can please take notes, because this is really important. Yes, please go ahead, Debrah.
Sure. Secondly, an entrepreneur studies their business ideas from a different perspective to also answer these questions. What are the opportunities? What need is in the market that I'm fulfilling? What problems might I face? What can I do to strengthen the opportunities? What can I do to avoid or reduce the problem? Will the solutions work? And will my business be profitable? So many times, again, we have the idea that I want to start my own business. I have my business plan, but we are not really prepared for that entrepreneurship life, and it is a lifestyle. I'll share this story with you, Zarika, if I may. I remember when I had taken also a class about developing my feasibility plan, and there was a guy in there, and he shared with the group that I'm going to open a restaurant business. Great. And why are you going to open this up? Because everyone says that I'm a great cook, so I'm going to open up this business. So the instructor asked, okay, where's the locale going to be? Oh, it's going to be downtown. And she stopped him right there. She said, well, what are you going to serve? Oh, I'm going to serve these huge hamburgers because everyone loves hamburgers. And you know what the instructor said? She came back and said, well, usually people downtown, they eat on the go, they want fast food, and they want to eat light. They don't want a heavy meal, and they're only going to really come in and out around lunchtime. So how will your hamburger meet their needs? And what was frightening, I wish you could see the look on his face, because he's like, I've already bought the equipment. I've already got a lease on the building. And as we were going toward the ending the class, he had dropped out because he realized, oh my gosh, I have already invested, I think he said around $10,000 into this building downtown to open his restaurant, and it doesn't even meet the market need to support him being open and profitable.
Right. Yeah, true. And basically, I guess, these questions that you have shared with us, I guess if we do that, it would be one of those areas that will enable us to actually have a clear picture. But sometimes, I guess, even if you're trying to do it by yourself, I think it's necessary to actually brainstorm with others. How would you go about it?
Would you mind asking that question again? We kind of faded out there, Zareka.
So basically, I said, even though we have these questions and we can actually answer this to ourselves, sometimes I think it is important for us to actually have like a sounding board, like someone who is been in business for a longer period of time to be able to guide you. Would you agree with that?
Yes, I would. Important part is, yes, don't try to do this alone. It's very key to have a mentor as well as a coach such as myself, because we come from a place of objectivity. With a mentor, I will share, a mentor will come from their experience and how it worked for them, but it's not necessarily that their experience will work for you. Yes. On the flip side, when you work with a coach comes from the standpoint that they're not sharing their experience with you, but they will partner with you to walk you through the steps to look objectively about what you're trying to accomplish. They also offer accountability to make sure that you stay on track with your goals that we put in place. And we also design a personalized program that would take you step by step to ensure your success. For example, through the process of writing a feasibility plan, by working with the coach, the entrepreneur we would together examine their willingness, desire, and courage to be a successful entrepreneur. We would define personal visions and goals, gather information, we'll do role play and simulated situations to solve problems. We'll even test assumptions and solutions on paper, much more time or money before money is spent, right?
Yes.
And we'll also ensure that the business is in line with your personal vision and goal, and that you also are able to balance your family and make sure they are supportive of this endeavor, and also to make decisions that are in the best interest of you. Because we're talking about your life here, and we're also talking about monies that may have been earmarked to start a business, and this could be a life saving. And before you think about, or anyone think about before starting a business, before they draw that money down or refinance their home or withdraw from their retirement account, sitting down with a coach can definitely help save you the time and the money to determine whether your business idea is a go or a not go at this time. And we can also go back and tweak and make the necessary adjustments before you proceed any further. And that's money in your pocket. And right. We all like that, right?
That's true. And so that I guess the people whoever is listening on this call, what I would suggest to do is actually pause the video or the audio that you're listening to. Go back to the steps that Debrah spoke about, actually answer those questions. And what I would suggest is the best way to move forward is, of course, you can brainstorm it with your friend, or you could brainstorm it with your mentor or coach that you currently have. But it would pay to actually contact Debrah. And to contact her, you can go to her website, which is www.engagetosuccess.com. You will also see this on the link below this audio. And the reason I say to contact her is because on her website, she does have something where you can schedule a call with her. So she can walk you through step by step what are the things that you need to actually focus on before you can start your business. Or if you've started your business, what are the steps that you are, the gaps that are there. And then at that point, when you've spoken to Debrah personally, if you think it's something that would add value, why not engage with Debrah? Because I think she has a wealth of experience, and she is a person who comes from a point from the heart rather than just being pure logic of what's in it for me. And Debrah, would it be correct that they can contact you and have a talk with you prior to engaging?
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, as a gift to the listeners here on today's show, I will offer a complimentary, no-cost discovery consultation.
Right.
Just to sit down and talk about what your needs are and how we can move forward to making sure that entrepreneurship is right for you, and we work from there.
Awesome. Thank you for that. That was a real surprise, and thank you so much for even offering that, because it means a lot, I guess, for someone who's wanting to start their business. So again, go to www.engage2success.com. Please do contact Debrah, and if you can mention that you were listening to the call from a minimalist entrepreneur, you will get your complimentary offer as well. And so with that, I want to thank Debrah for her time. And if you felt that this audio can actually benefit any of your friends, please do share this link so that they can also get the questions that they need to ask themselves before they start their own business. And to all the listeners present today or in the future, whoever's going to listen to this, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. And please do share the word across so that even Debrah can impact the world with what she's doing at the moment. With that, I wish you all the very best health and experiences, and do come back next week for another amazing show. Take care. And thank you, Debrah.
Thank you, Zarika. Thank you all.
If you want to live an amazing life and grow a business that serves you, then visit aminimalist.entrepreneur.com and sign up for laser-focused strategies discussed by well-renowned entrepreneurs. Be free. Own your life. You deserve it.